that makes you feel you could knock him out? And how aggressive will you be in trying to land that punch?
Bro, nobody give me any problems, even in striking. You know, I fought Peter Yan, I fought Jose Aldo, I fought Sean O'Malley 2 times. Nobody can do shit. So I'm the GOAT, I'm the champion, and I will prove it again. Whatever fights will go, I'm ready, but my goal is to knock him out. I said I will finish Sean O'Malley second fight, I did. So now this is my second challenge.
Not happening, Merab. Not happening.
I'll show you.
You wrestled all of those guys. You shot 60 times on Merab.
Shut up, bro. You are selling your balls picture on OnlyFans. How dare you? How you talk to me? And
I made $2 million. I made $2 million with that.
I saw those pictures. Your balls very small.
They are kind of small. You're right, Merab.
Yeah, I have Georgian balls.
Okay, so Merab has said that he wants to knock out Cory Sandhagen. And if that's the case, that's a pretty good goal for Merab. Merab is a great fighter. I know that some people don't like Merab, but for me personally, I really like the guy. And he's showing that even in his weaknesses, he can move forward. The criticism for Merab has always been that he doesn't finish people. He just holds people down. But as his championship reign has continued, the guy is getting better and better at striking and now finishing his opponents like he did with O'Malley last time round. So, as Merab's championship reign continues, look, the guy's fighting 3 or 4 times, like he's fighting 3 times per year at the moment. So you have to give credit for his ambition because it's paying off. And that's exactly why the guy is already like top 3 pound for pound. He's one of the best in terms of skill right now as champs goes, and he's one of the most active too. So you gotta give credit where credit is due. Merab is doing well, and if he can knock out Cory Sandhagen, or if that's his goal, then he's just gonna keep upgrading and getting better and better as a champ. Now, as for the she said, he said balls talk, look, I'm gonna be honest. I haven't seen them. Merab is talking about how they're small. Someone asks him later, how the hell do you even know? Merab, look, I think Merab's sub to Cory's OnlyFans, if I'm being honest. As I've said in the past, not every UFC fighter needs their own YouTube channel. But hey, look, I take that back. I'd rather have fighters do YouTube than OnlyFans. Oliveira posts about his every day on Instagram. Now, I haven't seen them. But hey, this is on you guys. I'm giving you guys a mission. I don't know if Georgian balls are better. I don't know if whatever ethnicity. What is Cory's ethnicity? I don't know if Sandy balls are better. I just know that if Cory Sandhagen is making $2 million a year off of OnlyFans, the guy would not be fighting in the UFC still. There would be no point, no way he's making that kind of money. Crazy.
So, whether he likes it or not, we're striking because he's not going to be able to take me down, and if he does, I'll get right back up. So we're striking this fight whether he likes it or not, and that's not going to be a good night for him.
And one question for Alex Pereira.
Okay, so basically Mr. Sandhagen says that he kind of disputes what Merab said by basically saying that he thinks he'll be too much on the feet for Merab and will turn him back into a wrestler. Which, if I'm being 100% on, as a Merab fan, I do actually think that there is somewhat of a merit to this. Look, Sandhagen is a very back foot fighting stance fighter, and Merab likes to push forward heavy in areas that I think Cory could capitalize on. So I could see Merab attempting striking early and then going back to a bit more of a mixed if Cory does land a nice shot. But generally, I do believe that Merab will probably go out the same way he does in every fight, mixing it up because it is MMA, like he says later on in the presser. Just adding a bit more work with striking. I don't know if he'll be able to knock Cory out, but I just think he might try and then go from there. If it works, it works, but it'll be tough. I think Merab will have a better shot at subbing him though. Cory's been subbed in the past, but he's never been knocked out. So Merab should probably go for, if he wants to go for a finish, which he should be going for, he should probably go for a submission. But look, everyone wants him to start knocking out dudes. He's already funny as hell, so if he can get cool knockouts with it, I think Merab's going to be the go, if I'm being honest. Maybe not that far, I love Merab. Maybe not the GOAT, but look, Merab's a living legend. Forget the GOAT part though, forget the GOAT part.
Don't say you on Saturday your manager won't be there to help you.
Chama. Шама уже давно потушили. No Шама.
Mentiroso.
Liar.
Go ahead.
There is no more Shama. We killed it.
Go ahead, yeah.
What's up, Uncle Dana? It's now.
Alright, I don't have much to say about this clip, but let's be real. This clip is aura, mate. This clip is aura. I know I sound 15, but this is actually aura. There is no more Shama. We killed it. Well, clearly there is, because the crowd is still backing Pereira and Shama. Shama!
Heavyweight belt back. Would you be interested to go up to heavyweight and get three division champion?
Você já foi campeão em 2 categorias, recuperando esse cinturão no sábado. Você tem interesse em subir para o peso pesado e ter 3 cinturões?
Bom, meu foco é só esse cinturão, né? Eu sempre falei isso, um passo de cada vez. Quero recuperar meu cinturão e depois a gente vai ver o que é melhor para mim.
I'm focused just on this belt right now. I've always said I take one step at a time, so I need to take this belt back and then we'll see.
Okay, so for some reason, reporters love to always ask Pereira about the third belt, which I can completely understand because he's one of the only fighters in history that actually has the possibility to do it. But I like Pereira's response saying he'll take things one step at a time. He said a lot of things like, technically I'm fine, but I wasn't feeling good before our fight. Now, of course, I'm paraphrasing, but just like little statements that have me worrying here and there. So it's good to hear that he's focused because he's going to need to be a much more different fighter than he was last time round in order to win. And from the comments he said about his technique last time round, it isn't looking great, so let's see and hope for the best.
Need to become a double champ.
Hey, that's up to you guys. I'm a GOAT or not yet, but listen, I'm keep fighting. I'm going forward. But hey, Volkanovski is a great fighter. You know, I would love to fight super fights in 145 division, but you know, I have so much respect for Alex Volkanovski, and I don't want to challenge. You know, listen, we will see. You know, for now I'm focusing for Cory Sandhagen and then keep defending my belt, and we will see future. We will talk UFC boss Dana White, Hunter, and we will see.
Okay, so Merab was asked if he believes the next step is to move up to 145 pounds after possibly already becoming the bantamweight GOAT. Now, look, this is to face Volkanovski for a second belt, and you know I had to bring this up. When Volk is mentioned, I'm on the case. Merab says he has a lot of respect for Volk, and he said that in the past he's not keen on moving up yet, but he'll talk to Dana about what is next after Sandhagen, obviously if he wins. Now I think Volk only has 1 or 2 max left, which I wish that wasn't the case, but I can't see them, I can see them setting retirement up for Volk, hopefully as a champ by the end of his last fight. But I don't know, I think if we do see Merab go up, it probably won't be up against Volk, but it is a decent question, as an issue with Merab being so active and dominant is that he's permanently eliminating competition. Jan's on a winning streak, Petr Yan is on a winning streak at the moment, but he was dominated by Merab, and not many people want to see that happen again. O'Malley has been put out of conversation now because he's lost twice, and there really isn't anyone for Merab unless he fights the winner of Umar versus Batista, which I think will end up being the play because there really isn't anything else left. However, I do still think that whilst Merab is the GOAT of bantamweight already, he needs to do a bit more before he moves up. So it'll probably have to be Batista or the Umar rematch. Okay, now that's pretty much the main discussion of what happened within the press conference. Jiri and Khalil were asked a couple questions. Nothing too major we really need to go through. I'll just spend a little bit of time talking about what they talked about. Jiri misheard a question asking if he would get a PhD in violence after this fight. Just like a badass fighting question. Jiri misheard it because obviously his English isn't great. No one there on stage has amazing English except for Cory and Khalil. But yeah, he was talking about how he needs to get another PhD possibly, but he doesn't know because he's been studying, and that's why he didn't take the Ankalaev fight earlier on. Yeah, very strange conversations. But he was asked whether he wants the winner, if he beats Khalil, who would he want to face for the championship Ankalaev or Pereira. He said he doesn't mind, but he thinks Pereira is looking better than he was before, which I like. I like the buddyhood that these two have. Obviously, Pereira beat Jiri twice. I don't think that if Pereira wins the title back again and Jiri wins, I don't think Jiri should be next for the title, because why would we do Pereira versus Jiri 3? I think it much more should be Carlos Solberg. But I think if Jiri does win and Ankalaev wins, that could be a great fight. But in terms of Khalil, just off the top of my head, no script. Khalil, what was Khalil asked about? Khalil basically was asked about, you know, how he sees the fight going and whatnot, and he mimicked the "let's go for that" Jiri always does. Let's go for that. And so they both of those guys are gonna have a great fight. We all know that it's gonna be great. They didn't really need to talk. People asked him about whether it was gonna be chaos versus technique, and Jiri was like, "Look, I know I'm supposed to be the chaos, but maybe he can be the chaos, and I'll be more technical." So we'll see how that goes. But that's pretty much the breakdown of what happened in this press conference. Not a bad press conference. It was like 30 minutes long. Usually we're used to UFC press conferences these days, now kind of starting to be like 15 minutes long. I would have loved to see Ankalaev get, or like Jiri and Khalil get asked about Ankalaev and what they think about him as the champion of their division, because he's been talking smack about everyone on that list. Pereira, Khalil, and Jiri, he's been talking smack about every single one of those guys, yet they weren't really asked about that. I'm assuming the UFC doesn't really want them to push fights that haven't obviously been made yet, but that would have been great promo. So let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below, and I'll see you around for the next. I'm gonna be recapping all the fights on UFC 320. So come back, subscribe, and you'll get those recaps once the fights have been over. Within 30 minutes to an hour of when the fights are over, I'll have those videos out. So thank you guys so much. Subscribe, like, and I'll catch you guys later.